Hi, my name's Cynthia, and this is my second video about vestibular neuritis. So, if you want to watch my first one, it gives you the full story. So, I'm just over 4 months into this whole recovery process, and I have come a long, long way. There have been so many symptoms along the way. I mean, I can't even begin to say how many, or the different stages. The first 3 weeks or so were pretty intense. And then things started kind of gradually getting better. But it is a very, very slow process. Super frustrating. It was my birthday last week, and I never thought that I would be sitting here talking about vestibular neuritis after my birthday, which is November, when it first happened in July. So, where I am now is I've been back at work for about just over 2 months. It's going well. I think it was good for me to get back to work and have some sort of purpose during the day. It was very challenging going back, though, because I sit in front of a computer, and computers or screens of any sort have always been a trigger for me throughout this entire thing. So I would say around the time I went back to work, I started having symptoms of being really like super jittery, like just not being able to sit still, or like just going like this, and really kind of, I guess some people would say anxious, but it felt more like way more physical than that to me. And just being in front of the computer made it worse. I wasn't able to watch TV or look at any screens. When I first went back to work, I was only doing 3 days a week, 4 hours at a time, and I would be on the computer for half an hour and then off for 10 minutes, where I just had to go and sit in like what I call my tent. So I just made myself a little cave in our back room. I went and sat there, decompressed, and my head would just be buzzing. It's kind of like the ringing in the ears, but it was more like at the back of my head. And I had what I refer to as brain mooshing. Those of you who have the vestibular neuritis might understand this. It just feels like when your brain is just going ooh, and you can hear like beating in your ears. So a lot of that, it has calmed down since. I'm able to watch TV now. Screens are okay. I'm still just on a smaller laptop, not moved on to like a monitor or anything. Yeah, so like I said, I have been able to kind of function as a normal person. I'm back to roller skating now. I have a lot of fatigue. So when I'm finished work, I'm really not up for doing much at all. I walk my dog, I make dinner, and then I put my pajamas on. I'm usually in bed by like 9 o'clock, get 10 hours sleep, and then back to it again. So it's frustrating. But like I said, things have improved as well. One of the things that is happening a lot, my ears have really been bothering me for the last month or so. It's like they're constantly equalizing and crackling. I had them tested, and they said that the eustachian tubes look fine. My hearing is excellent, so I haven't lost any. So I'm going to an ENT in a couple of weeks to get a better idea of what is happening there. I'm continuing with the vestibular, the physiotherapy with the eye exercises, having that assessed every few weeks. Other challenges have been that I still have the dizziness. It's a different sort. It feels more like lightheaded than it did before. So my head just feels really heavy, like almost like a hollow bowling ball. And just feel like dizzy in my head, but my balance is fine, which is really weird. What else? just kind of the buzzing in the ears, the being tired a lot. When I'm getting on transit, like if I'm getting off a bus, then I have to stop for a few minutes when I get off because I feel like I've been on a boat. Sometimes when I'm walking, and I'll just get this sudden like wave of vertigo out of the blue that kind of goes along with the bowling ball head feeling, and then it goes away, but I never feel completely normal. So as much as I would like to say that I am, fully recovered, I'm not yet. But I'm getting there. And, I am able to get out and do more things that I enjoy. So I'm just trying to stay positive throughout this whole thing. I'm getting more sleep. I did go through a phase for about a month where I had horrible insomnia. So I was on prescription sleeping pills, Soplicone, for a while, which probably contributed to like the 24/7 headaches. So I'm off those now because I got myself a weighted blanket. From day one, it worked right away. So that's something that I really recommend if anybody is having trouble sleeping. And then, just trying to eat well, get lots of rest, do things that make me happy as much as I can. And I'm really just trying to forget about it. I never quite do because I just don't feel like a normal person yet. I've been told that maybe about 3 months or so, and I should be symptom-free, so I'm just like, plodding along. One of the things about this entire process is that you never know what to expect. Everybody's recovery time is different. Everybody's experience of the illness is different. So it's hard to know what's coming next. And some Google says it takes 3 days to 3 weeks to get over. Somebody needs to update Google because it's wrong. So the videos that people have made have been super helpful. So I still continue to watch those, some over and over and over again, just because I find them encouraging. Connecting with people on the vestibular disorders. There's a Facebook group that I think is really helpful. Because one of the frustrating things is just, because it's been going on for so long and I look completely normal, it's almost like it's been forgotten. So, it's an illness that's hard to understand. If I were on the outside looking in, I wouldn't understand it. I'm on the inside and I still don't understand it. But I find it very comforting to know that there are people out there who have the same symptoms. I mean, it sucks, but we're not alone. I'm not crazy. The people who have them aren't crazy. This is happening to other people too. So that's really helpful, and that's why I want to just put everything out there. And hopefully something I say will inspire somebody to make their own video and tell their own story and their recovery story, and together we will all get through this, because the support is there. You just have to reach out, but it's a very isolating illness. So if you're in the depths of it, or if you're coming out the other side, just hold on, tell your story, take care of yourself, and I will be back in a few months' time to give you another update. Okay, bye.